Enter the now from wherever you are. I always thought that true enlightenment is not possible except through love in a relationship between a man and a woman. Is this what makes us whole again? How can one's life be fulfilled until that happens? Is that true in your experience? Has it happened to you? Not yet, but how could it be otherwise? I know that will happen. In other words, you are waiting for an event in time to save you. Is it not the core error that we have been talking about? Salvation is not elsewhere in place or time. It is here and now. What does that state mean? Salvation is here and now. I don't understand it. I don't even know what salvation means. Most people pursue a physical pleasure or various form of psychological gratification because they believe that those things will make them happy and free them from feeling of fear or lack. Happiness may be perceived as a heightened sense of aliveness attained through physical pleasure, or a more secure and more complete sense of self attained through some form of psychological gratification. This is a search for salvation from a state of unsatisfactoriness or insufficiency. Invariably, in any satisfaction that they obtain is short-lived. So the condition of satisfaction or fulfillment is usually projected once again onto an imaginary point away from here and now. When I obtain this and am free of that, then I will be okay. This is unconscious mindset that creates the illusion of salvation in the future. True salvation is fulfillment, peace, life in all its fullness. It is to be who you are, to feel within you the good that has no opposite, the joy of being that depends on nothing outside itself. It is felt not as a passing experience, but as an abiding presence. In theistic language, it is to know God not as something outside you, but as your own innermost essence. True salvation is to know yourself as an inseparable part of timeless and formless one life from which all that exists drives its being. True salvation is a state of freedom, fear, from suffering, from perceived state of lack and insufficiency, and therefore from all wanting, needing, grasping, and clinging. It is freedom from compulsive thinking, from negativity, and above all from past and future as a psychological need. Your mind is telling you that you cannot get there from the here. Something needs to happen, or you need to become this or that before you can be free and fulfilled. It is saying, in fact, that you need time, that you need to find, sort out, do, achieve, acquire, become, or understand something before you can be free or complete. You see time as a means to salvation, whereas in truth, it is the greatest obstacle to salvation. You think that you can't get there from where or who you are at this moment because you're not yet complete or good enough. But the truth is that here and now is the only point from where you can get there. You get there by realizing that you are there already. You find God the moment you realize that you don't need to see God. So there is no only way to salvation. Any condition can be used, but no particular condition is needed. However, there is only one point of access to now. There can be no salvation away from this moment. You are lonely and without a partner. Enter the now from here. You are in relationship. Enter now from here. There's nothing you can ever do or attain that will get you closer to salvation than it is at this moment. This may be hard to grasp for a mind accustomed to thinking that everything worthwhile is in the future, nor can anything that you ever did or that was done to you in the past prevent you from saying yes to what is and taking your attention deeply into the now. You cannot do this in the future. You can do it now or not at all. Love and hate relationship. Unless and until you access the consciousness, frequency of presence, all relationships, and particularly intimate relationships, are deeply flawed and ultimately dysfunctional. They may seem perfect for a while, such as when you are in love, but invariably that apparent perfection gets disrupted as argument, conflicts, dissatisfaction, and emotional or even physical violence occur with increasing frequency. It seems that most love relationships become love-hate relationships before long. Love can then turn into savage attack, feeling of hostility, or complete withdrawal of affection at the flick of a switch. This is considered normal. The relationship then oscillates for a while, a few months or a few years, between the polarities of love and hate, and it gives you as much pleasure as it gives you pain. It is not uncommon for couples to become addicted to those cycles. Their drama makes them feel alive. When a balance between the positive and negative polarity is lost and the negative destructive cycle occurs with increasing frequency and intensity, which tend to happen sooner or later, then it will not be long before the relationship finally collapses. It may appear that if you could only eliminate the negative or destructive cycle, then all would be well and relationship would flower beautifully. But alas, this is not possible. The polarities are mutually interdependent. You cannot have one without the other. The other positive already contains within itself the as yet unmanifested negative. Both are in fact different aspects of the same dysfunction. I am speaking here of what is commonly called a romantic relationship, not